All right, welcome back to another episode of What Did I Miss? One day we will all get used to this, but today at least it's two friendly faces. Trey Wingo, Mark Schlereth. Oh my God, it feels like it's been 10 years. Has it been 10 years? It's been
close, maybe. Like that's because it has, I think. I think there might be a decade of dormancy between the three of us being together on anything.
At least. I mean, at least I've seen Trey. Well, you both have like 97 jobs at this point, so I kind of feel like I see you a lot, but I don't see you a lot, if you will.
And you just kind of like walked off into the sunset and were gone for a while. And I was like, Beadle, what happened? And then all of a sudden you're back, and it's exciting to have you back. So welcome back.
Well, thanks, buddy. I'll say this: semi-retirement is not awful, and if I win the lottery, poof, I'm gone again.
Yes.
So
you were kind of like Forrest Gump. You just went running, and then you decided to stop, and then you turned around.
And then I went, oh, okay, I guess we have to do this. Like, well, this is actually, I feel like you two are the perfect people for this. We talked about pettiness on Monday, which I love. Like, I don't care if that's not a classy thing or not the high road, but I love it. And I think it's one of the parts about being a human that's most fun. And I know Schlereth is in on the pettiness, right? Like, it belongs in sports.
Well, here's the deal about me. I am gracious, kind in losing. I'm a gracious loser. But when it comes to winning, I'm a dick. And I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know about just the way I operate is I will rub it in. I'll let the Jets fans know that this one right here is when we beat you in the AFC Championship. So yeah, when it comes to winning, I'm a terrible winner. And listen, that's right in the lines of pettiness.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Just so people understand, there was a time when there was a Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl in San Diego, Super Bowl 37. It was the Raiders against the Bucks. And we were leaving to get somewhere, and Mark was walking along the road, and these guys came by and said, hey, do you need a ride? First of all, he got into a van in the middle of the night. Okay, with these random dudes that say, hey, do you need a ride?
To be a large man in America, it must be nice.
It's an advantage. It's an advantage. And then he gets in the van, and then they realize who he is, and then they all say they're Raider fans, and he was like, well, wait, doesn't bother me. I beat your ass all the time.
Right. Here's the deal. We're driving down the highway. It's stop and go, 6 Raider fans decked out in Raider jerseys.
Oh, no.
And I'm just sitting there in this Suburban, driving down to the gas lamp district with these guys, and one dude keeps leaning over and looking at me. He goes, I know exactly who you are. He goes, you're that dude that played for the Broncos. It's always dog cussing the Raiders. You're on. And I go, no, you got me all wrong. And they all start looking at me. And they're like, yeah, you're the guy. You're that guy. And I go, you got me all wrong. Yes, I am that guy, but I don't hate the Raiders. You always hate the Raiders. You're constantly hating on the Raiders. You can't stand the Raiders. You always dog cussing them and stuff. I go, I don't hate the Raiders. I love the Raiders. I go, you know why I love the Raiders? Because I was 11-1 against your punk asses when I played. And I mean, the car went silent, and I'm like, they're either gonna stop and just beat my ass here on the highway, or they're gonna think it's great. And they just, bust out. We were best friends all the way down the gas jet. We just became best friends.
Dude walks into a van. I mean, like, what happens?
A van. Like, I have the ID channel on 24/7 here, and like that's literally the beginning of every show. They walk into a van, never to be seen from again.
Hey, you need a ride?
And meanwhile, you're instigating what could be your murderers. Like, it doesn't even matter. But but here's the thing: you have to be good, though, right? To be petty, you have to be good. What happens when you're bad but you're petty? I don't know where to put that.
You're a douche.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, like, that's it. Like, if you're terrible and you're a jerk, you're a douche. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, you get away with being petty. Like, when you're the Patriots, you can say, we're on to Cincinnati. We don't care. Like, you can be that way. But you can't do that when you're Cincinnati. You can't go, hey, we're on to Cincinnati. It doesn't work that way. You've got to be good to have a little Richard Nine in you.
So when you see people like when you see like the Raiders, like when you see someone who's not, you don't have the leg to stand on right now, but they still try to do these sort of arrogant moments. Like, what do you do with that? How do you, I mean, I know we make fun of them, but honestly, who's in charge of telling them not to do that again?
I don't know. When I get to the Raiders, this is one thing I always found fascinating about playing the Raiders. You would go in, and they'd all be decked out in their dress clothes, and then they'd have the Welcome to the Jungle music playing, and and then they go, the only team to win a championship in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the Raiders. You're like, yeah, you guys ain't won shit in how many years? Like, that's always like, you know what? Talk about living in it. And it's worse now. I mean,
now.
When was the last time the Raiders were relevant?
Listen,
Not for good reasons.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, every year the Raiders find a way to fall apart spectacularly. Yeah. This year might have taken the cake. Like, your freaking head coach gets a hitman email from another team. Somehow he goes. Then you have the horrible situation with Henry Ruggs. Then you have Damon Arnett out there on TikTok, not doing dances, just threatening to kill people with armed weapons. I mean, like, I really every year they find a way to blow it. This year was amazing. Amazing.
This year was so many things at once. Like the season's not over, which I think is probably the scariest part about that statement. We still have a few weeks to go, and there's still time for them to rate her out. I want to ask you, Stink, especially you. Like, Micah Parsons says, I don't really think the NFL is hard. That's what he told Sports Illustrated, right? Mm-hmm. Is football easy?
For him, for the rest of us, it's a real pain in the ass. But for him, it has been. Here's the thing. Like, you want to talk about necessity being the mother of invention. Here's a guy that was the middle linebacker that all of a sudden they had a bunch of injuries, and they put him at rush defensive end. And all of a sudden he was not only a really good middle linebacker, but he became the best rush defensive end in football. Like, it is easy for him. His instincts are unreal. His athleticism, his just kinesthetic awareness of his body, control, what people are trying to do to him. There's some guys that are just, touched by the hand of God and say, you're going to be great at this. Speaking of pettiness, I just hope that he really sucks at other things in life. Like, I really hope that there's some stuff in life.
I mean, he cannot spell. He cannot spell. He can't do a crossword. Like, it's embarrassing. He can't yo-yo.
I hate when people can sing and then they're also good at what they're good at. Like, the singing kills me.
The only thing that concerns me about Micah is it has been easy for him. But, like, all next year, every defensive coordinator is going to say, okay, we need to make sure it's not easy for him. You know what I mean? Like the last guy I remember saying that was RG3 in his rookie year. He's like, yeah, football's not hard. He's now in the booth. You know what I mean?
He's
like,
definitely in the booth.
He's in the booth. So he's right in saying that right now it's easy for him and he is making people look foolish. Don't make them want to make you look foolish more by saying, oh, this is easy. And, he might be the next Lawrence Taylor. He might be. He could be that good. I'll concede that. But don't make it harder for yourself by saying something like that.
But isn't that the beauty of talking?
A song. Do it in the booth. Oh, sexy, sexy, right now.
RG, oh my God.
Nothing wrong with doing it in the booth all night long.
But I will say this. It's when you talk smack, but then there's just no way of knowing what his career will play out as, right?
Correct.
You like to think it would be great. But then if it does turn out perfectly, you're like, yeah, that kid called it. He called it at the very beginning. It's just how many of the ones did call it and are RG3. I think that's where we get a little bit depressed. Tell me we're not going to have to live through a Brady Belichick Super Bowl. Tell me that now.
I can't.
God!
I can't. I don't think so, but I'm not. Look, Stink and I have been all in on the Chiefs, even when everyone thought they were terrible. We're like, they're going to be fine.
Right.
And I don't know. As we're taping this, they're getting set to play the Thursday night game in LA. And if they beat the Chargers there, it's a wrap. I mean, it's done. It'll be a tough game, but it'll be 7 straight wins. I would certainly trust Andy Reid and a veteran Mahomes in the playoffs in the AFC more than I would trust Bill Belichick, even with Mac Jones as well as he's played as a rookie quarterback in the playoffs. That's where I would lean. Mark, what about you?
I would as well. I think that Kansas City, the way they've been on this 6-game win streak, the way they just flipped the switch, their defense was the worst ever, and then all of a sudden it's the best ever. Like I don't know how they do it, but I'm 100% with you. I think Kansas City is the class of the AFC. And I mean, when you have the world's greatest American playing quarterback for you in Tom Brady, what are you going to do? I mean, the guy he's not only great, but he's beautiful. And I have dreams about nestling in the cleft in his chin. Like, that's where
How about the hair? How about
the hair? How's the hair better?
Like,
just
it's better.
Everything.
There's ways to do that. I mean, there are ways to do that. But by the way, not only that, he's like, I don't know who runs his social media, but it's freaking amazing. Like on yesterday, he posted something where Tony Romo had said something in the game between the Bucs and the Bills, like, Tom has to do that to move people's eyes because he can't make anybody miss. And Brady comes on camera and goes, really? And then they show highlights of him running and making people miss like 3 or 4 times. Like, petty. But Tom doesn't have the time. Like someone else has to put in the time and say, hey, Tom, will you do this? And Tom's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, they're presenting him.
Absolutely, I'm going to do that.
Wait, is it just as simple, though, as getting out of New England that your personality is allowed to shine like this? Because I didn't know. Like, we never saw this Tom Brady.
Yeah, yes. I think that's one of the reasons he wanted to leave. I mean, like, I think he was done, working for Palpatine and, all the things that go along with that. I mean, I think he wanted to live his best life, and he certainly is at this point.
It's insane to watch.
It's funny because when you just talk about him, or you talk to Bruce Arians, or you talk to the other people within that organization, there has been this freedom to enjoy the game at a higher level than he had. He always enjoys the preparation and doing all that stuff. But there's only one place that he can just be a guy, and that's in the locker room. Like he's a prisoner of his own celebrity. And when he goes into the locker room, man, he's just one of the dudes. And I think that's why he continues to, strive to be a part of it, to keep playing, to doing all that stuff, because it's the only place he can be Tom. It really is. Right. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, we've got to see a side of him. I mean, look, I never was a fan, but it's almost like I can't help myself because it's a different human being than what I was used to for the last several years.
You got to love the guy now.
Well, settled down. I mean, let's settle down. I don't have to love him. Jesus, Trey. All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Familial
We're going to come back. We're going to, I tolerate him. How about that? I tolerate him.
Fine.
More than I used to. When we come back, we're playing a game in which lying is it's the goal. It's my favorite kind of game. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start, I guess.
Okay.
I feel like my poker face is already dead. Years ago, before ESPN, before everything, I went on a date with a quarterback who was well known, maybe not for being a quarterback necessarily. This date was fun. Went to watch the World Series at a bar. I drank too much, dropped me off at my apartment. As he was walking me to my door, I poked him in the chest, went inside, puked in my kitchen sink, came back and said, "You have to go." Is this true or false?
I think it's 100% true.
Of course it is. I can't even lie about that. Why would I lie about that? Like, I'm awful at this game.
True. Like, not only that, but I would be upset if that wasn't true. Like, I don't want to live in a world where that wasn't true because of how well I know you. Like, yes, this would be the most Beadle thing ever.
Yes.
I'm going to go puke, and then I'm going to come back and say, yeah, you need to leave.
But I was super polite. I was like, you have to go. Right. And it was red wine.
Did you kiss him goodnight before you put?
No, there was no sexy times. This was not a sexy date. But yeah, so I failed at the first one. I realized I'm not going to be good at this. So Schlereth, you go. I feel like you're going to crush this.
Well, I mean, I have incredible, let's call it kinesthetic awareness when it comes to my body. I will, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'll fall asleep within 1 minute. And
I hate
as soon
you
as
for
I
that.
have a grumble in my stomach, I've got 7-minute window before I crap my pants.
I think that's 100% true.
I think that you're such a bastard, that you have such a clean conscience that you do fall asleep that fast. I hate that about you already. Yeah. And the pooping thing, I mean, the window goes for everyone. Yours being 7 minutes specific, but I think it's true.
Yeah, it's 100% true. I'm the Jason Bourne of crap in my pants. Like, I just have this awareness about like where every bathroom is. Like, I know
like
within
the commercial.
Within a shot, I can be driving down the highway and go, oh, there's got to be a bathroom, and I can turn off and go, oh yeah, there's one right there. You're like,
there's not always one though, Mark.
Beads.
For me,
beads.
There it is.
Do you remember the Monday night game last year where Lamar Jackson left and everyone thought he crapped his pants?
I mean,
Mark says. Yeah, he said he didn't, but okay. Mark said, I've seen that waddle. I've used that waddle at O'Hare trying to find a men's room. He absolutely crapped his pants.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it happens to me, and it's like, I got now.
Yeah.
It is the great equalizer amongst us.
Yeah.
Yep. No matter how pretty you are. All right, okay, so far we're both very honest. Okay. Trey.
All right, so as you guys know, Herm Edwards is my road dog. He's my roadie. We had 9 years together at ESPN, and we just clicked. We had a blast. We did everything together, played a lot of golf, went to a bunch of places. And he turned me on to wearing crazy socks. And one time we went back from playing golf at my club to go the show, and he had left his socks at my club. So I said, here, I got extra socks in my office. I gave him a pair of socks. Didn't even think about it. Then this season, I was freaking watching an Arizona State football game. Herm is wearing the socks that I gave him 4 years ago on the sidelines during an Arizona State game. I'm like, dude, I want my socks back.
Okay. What are the socks? What's on them?
They're striped. They're a bunch of little line, not vertical, but horizontal. They're like green, yellow, purple, blue. I mean, Herm was into socks. I mean, Herm did not wear like blue socks or gray socks. Yeah. Herm wore, and these were the most colorful socks I had under my desk, because my desk was like a giant, my office was like a giant hamper at ESPN. Yes. I just threw shit everywhere. So I just went under and pulled out a pair of socks, and lo and behold, this year I watched them and saw them on the sidelines.
So Beadle, I'm going to say this. Herm turned us all on to crazy socks. So we all started wearing a bunch of very colorful, crazy socks. So that much is true. Also, very much like you puking on your date, that's what Trey's office looked like at ESPN. Like somebody had puked a bunch of clothes into it.
It was nasty.
And there is no question. I'm going to say 100%. No question you gave Herm a pair of socks and he never gave them back to you and was wearing them on the sideline. I think there's no question about that.
I think it's true, too. I also think because Herm is such a lovely human amongst just mere mortals, that he probably puts some sort of significance, like sentimentality to those socks because they were yours, that he wears them for luck. I think that's true.
Well, you're both wrong. I totally made that up.
Son of a bitch.
Wow, that was really.
Damn it.
Remember, Jerry. Okay. Remember, Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it.
That's fair. That is fair. I know this to be fact. Okay, fine. I got one. This is from ESPN days. One time during Sports Nation, we had to go pick up a guest at the airport, and I think a few of us went. For some reason, we had like a limo or something. It was very bizarre. Anyways, that guest was Chad Johnson, and while we were in there, he of course wants us to stop at McDonald's because that's on brand. But he also pitched us an idea for a condom line that he had thought of in his mind that he was going to call Tiger Stripe Condoms, and the reason for that. It's very logical if you put two and two together. But anyways, that is my Chad Johnson story from my ESPN days.
Well, let me sort of dissect this. I think that the McDonald's part is absolutely true. I was once doing the Madden Bowl with him, and he made me go get fries during the Madden Bowl so he could continue from McDonald's. So that's 100% true. Now, the condom thing is where I totally could see him doing it. It just depends on where this happened. Was it pre or post the Miami Dolphins Hard Knock situation, which turned very poorly for him? And I'm trying to figure out if the timing would have been pre or post. Because pre, absolutely he would have done that. Post, maybe not have done that. But I want it to be true, so I'm going to say it's true.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's false because everybody would know that if you're going to make a condom line, it's got to be camo, and the tagline would be, they'll never see you coming. So I think that... So everybody knows that that's the way, that's going to be the... So I'm going to say false there because...
I did not see that coming.
Did not see that coming either.
Right did not see that coming.
Oh, that's the great. Wait, is that a real thing, Schlereth? And if not, why not?
No, it should be though, right?
That's a moneymaker waiting to happen.
Oh my God.
The dogs even liked it.
Beadle, get on that and just give me the royalties.
I don't know. I feel like it comes. I think it's better if it comes from you. There's no way around these words. I'm done. I can't speak anymore. Okay, it was true.
There's no way around it.
But now I want to invest in Schlereth's company.
Yes.
That's all I know.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, if someone's ever watching, hey, are these guys still at ESPN? This clip would tell us, no, we're not.
Yep. Just play this. Just play this.
This would be the defining thing. No, they're definitely not there anymore.
Nope. Gone. Gonzo. Look, in fairness, we always did this. We just had to do it quietly in the shadows. Okay.
Correct.
All right, Mark, what do you got? God,
okay, so as you guys all know, part of my nickname, Stink, had to do with, it was perpetuated. It comes from fish heads, but it was perpetuated because I used to urinate in my pants during football games. I also occasionally would put a little bit of tinkle in my pants during when I get nervous during segments, including on Sports Nation.
Shut up. No. There's first of all, the one show to never be nervous about would have been that one. So that can't be it. No, I say no. Well,
all right. Here's why I think it might be true, is because we had more fun doing Sports Nation, and as you get a little older, sometimes when you get to do a little belly laugh, sometimes things happen that you didn't expect. So in that scenario, I could see that it would be true. So I'm going to say it's true.
I say false.
It is false. It did.
Yes.
I did not.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted you to pee. I wanted you to pee in your pants on Sports Nation.
I think we've all done it.
I want to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like you're just hoping for. Okay, Trey, you're wrapping up this bad boy, so don't fail us.
Okay. All right. Well, as you guys know, I am not a physical specimen, but I do try and stay active. I try and do as much as I can to just keep moving, because I believe you can't hit a moving target. So I get a little maniacal about my step count. It started when I did the morning radio show, and then I went to my office and sleep and did NFL Live, and lo and behold, like in 3 months, wow, none of my pants fit. So I had to do something dramatic. So I started to become very maniacal about my steps, my walk. Okay. And I would, like, every commercial break at the radio show, I'd get up and walk around. And people did not like that. I didn't care. And then I would just constantly move. I clocked 140,000 steps last week over a 7-day period.
So 20.
140,000.
So it's 20 a day, but normally 10 is like the goal, right? So you're doing double goals.
Yeah, that's.
God, what is that?
That's 100% true. I'm going to go.
Right? I feel like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's definitely something you would do and could do.
Now, I, for one, Beadle, I don't believe in cardio. I only lift weights, and all you have to do is look at the people doing cardio. They're usually fat. The people lifting weights have muscles. So I go over to the weight room and do that. Let the fat people do the cardio. So I don't believe in cardio. But I think Trey did log 120 steps.
You know, but you've been traveling. Yeah. You've been working. I say false.
It's true. I think I did 147,000 last week.
Shut up.
Yeah, it like the day we traveled out here, like that's the whole day. So I get maniacal about making up for it. Like yesterday I had to drive to LA from Palm Springs to do that shoot. That's 5 hours in the car.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got home yesterday, I made sure I walked it to at least I got 15,000 yesterday. And before the podcast, let's see, today, before the taping, I went out and got up early, and I'm already at 7,300 for the day, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Are you going on actual walks? Are you being weird and like just walking in circles in the house? Like
I'm just looking for a good frozen yogurt at a mall. Okay. That's really what it is. No, like there's trails up here. Yeah, there's trails up here. Yeah, there's great. So I get it. Yeah, I just like being outside. Like the other thing,
yes,
where I reside for half the year is cold half the year. So I like to get out as much as I can. So even though it's like a little chilly and rainy here, I'm outside. We're good. God,
I feel lazy. I feel so lazy. I think I've done 6 steps today.
Yeah, but you're rich, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. All right, taking a quick break. When we come back, I want you guys to just... Actually, we're going to need a whole segment for you guys to plug everything. We'll be right back. Yeah, so you guys start with what you do together because, I mean, I just love that you're never separated.
Well, we were for like a year, and it was troublesome. I'm not going to lie to you. So we needed it started last year. We decided we're going to do this. So we did something last year called the Chop Shop, where we just go down and break down the games that we liked and stuff that we saw, and that sort of took off. So that's been great for us to keep our relationship and our work relationship going. So that's been fun. But I'm with Caesars now, do the stuff for Caesar Sports, Chief Trends Officer and Brand Ambassador. It's a fancy title for me. Yes. I talk about sports, and I get to hang out with Halle Berry. I mean, that's what it is.
No, you're an influencer, Trey. You're a mad influencer.
Yeah, I'm an influencer. Woo! Look at me, influencing hair plugs since 2014.
Hey, man.
So I do that. I also work for the PGA Tour, call events for them. I work for Pro Football Network, and I have the Half Forgotten History podcast. Things are good. Life is busy and fun and entertaining, and hanging out with you guys makes it even more fun.
Well, you seem happy, from what I can tell. What do I know? What about you, Stinky? Stinkos?
Well, I mean, obviously doing the stuff with Trey has been fun for us we've always stayed connected, and we've been work wives for our 15 years together at ESPN, and so we were just like, hey, we're going to find a way to stay connected and keep doing things that we love to do. I mean, yeah, I've been blessed over the course of my life to all I ever wanted to be was an NFL player, and I don't feel like I've ever worked, right? I played NFL, and then I talk about NFL. Like, how good is that? So, you can catch me every weekend broadcasting on Fox. I do games on Fox. I have a radio show here in Denver, the podcast with Trey. I've got my green chili, Stinking Good Green Chili
yes.
Company. Beadle, shoot me a text with your address, and I'll send you some out. I'll send you a little care package. Wingo, you as well, but I never know where you're located at. So
I'm a moving target for the next 6 months. I don't know where I am at all times.
Yeah. I mean, put it this way. You were doing the chili when I saw you last, when we all worked together. Right. And it's still like the fact, how hard that is for people to still go? Like, I love it. I loved it then. So I'm excited about this.
It's good stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been fun. It's been a labor of love. Had I known how much work it was going to be, I'd invested in something else. But here I am. I'm stuck. So.
And there it is. We're going to end on a positive note, kids.
Right. Yeah.
No, all kidding aside, guys.
We're all drowning in mediocrity. We're stuck. Have a great night. We'll see you.
All right. We'll see you next time. This is what I miss. Rate, review, whatever. Hey, man. At least we're being honest.
Exactly right.
Life sucks. Figure it out.
Exactly. Enjoy the little things because the big things will only bite you in the ass.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough.